friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are creating one watercolor card, and it is the series and part of the watercolor cards I'm sharing with this. And this is the color palette I'm using. I'm going to use few of these colors, especially the red colors, the three red colors here. This is Winston Newton, and I'm using the deep hue of cardamom red, Addison red, as well as permanent rose. And I already put out all the things in my palette and activated them with a little bit of water, as well as we are using the Canson watercolor paper. This one is the cold press heavyweight fine grain watercolor paper, and this is quite a big size. I want to cut it, and I will cut it in 5 by 5.5 shape, so that I can get the manageable thing. So this side is 15, so I'm gonna cut this at 5, so I will get the 3 shapes out of it, and then I will cut this size 11, so I'm gonna cut it in a 5.5. In this way we are not having any kind of wastage of the watercolor paper. You can go ahead and use Canson watercolor paper also, as well as sometimes I use the Artisa. And particularly for the brush, I'm using this angular dagger brush. Sorry, it's a dagger brush, and it's called Princeton Mini Dagger Detail Brush. Is 1/4 inch. I really liked it. I bought it from Amazon. You can see all the details on my blog with all the supplies, as well as the cards, as well as the things I'm using the same time. So let's start making the card. So for particularly this one, I'm gonna little bit zoom it. I will choose these colors, and I'm gonna mix them little bit to get a two-tone effect. I'm gonna mix this one also. This is that pretty rose color, and this is the hot red color. Now you don't have to use the same, you can use whatever you have. I just want to show you all my colors here, that's why. And then we're gonna create here one heart shape. Now I already told you the technique how I create my heart shape, but maybe I can tell you one more time. So I just took this paper, and then I'm gonna just folded it just like that, and then I'm gonna sketch the half heart shape on it. Not so perfect, just like that, and then I will just cut it. Now here you can adjust how deep you want your heart and how the shape is, and you can open and see it, like, is it looking good on the paper, is it sufficient? And then I'm gonna just draw a little bit of lines around it. So these are my guidelines. I'm not much perfect for these guidelines. I'm just putting them so that I can erase them. Take a nice eraser to erase those lines, but still you can see them, so that you have a guideline to make your brush strokes. And if you're not comfortable that how I can see the brush strokes, I will say that pencil line gonna see through the watercolors, so you must erase them. And if you really want that a little bit line, then just take a fine line and just make lots of water in your same color what you're using, and draw a very watery line for the reference. And that is the another way of doing the same thing. Now I will use this dagger brush, and first of all I will go with very watery consistency in it, not much pigment in it. You can see I'm putting lots and lots of water. You can test your colors on the rough paper also, just like that, if you want. Now I'm quite happy with the thing. Now I want these goes like this. So what happened when I create this card base, I just lost that footage, and I don't know how I lost it, but it's not showing in the disk. And then I thought, oh no, I don't want to miss an opportunity to share this idea. So I thought, like, let's create another card and show the starting process, which I'm not able to capture. And so I decided to take that opportunity, and I'm making the second card here. So maybe you will feel that some of the pictures are different, or they are not there, but believe me, I was like planning to do that, and I'm gonna add this one also in that card series. But I already create a blog post, and I will add this picture of this card also in that. But I'm just showing that maybe you get confused with that what's going to happen here. And then these are the watercolors, so you can put layer on layer them. So after drying this, I'm gonna put another layer on it, but this time we will make it more darker, or we can choose other shade. So I'm just adding more red color in the same palette, you can see. then now when we are creating this second layer, what I will do, I will not particularly draw the same leaves or strokes on the same side. You have to just see how my strokes are going, and then I will create little bit different in direction and little bit changing their positions. Sometimes I overlap, sometimes I don't. So I have this kind of very wreath, kind of heart shaped wreath, which is having lots and lots of leaves with the same color. Now you can do it this same technique on the other way also. Like you can just choose the another color and shape. Like you can choose the circle and choose the different shapes, and it will become your Christmas wreath. Or you can create any occasion spring wreath with by adding some flowers in them. Or you can create this one is kind of for a Valentine, but you can create the flowery wreath with all the colors for the spring, as well as you can say the happy birthday. So it's totally depend that what kind of sentiment you're gonna put inside, and that will give you the effect. Okay, so at this moment I thought that yeah, it's going good. You can add more details in this wreath by adding the colors or golden things in that. I decided to add, I think we should go ahead with the golden colors. So these are again Vincent Newton metallic ones, and I didn't activate them, so I will show you how I activate them. So this is the small kind of a bottle for the putting the sauce for the dressing. Mostly use this to activate my color. You can use the dropper also. And then I need a really fine brush to do that. Take a 00 or 000 brush, or a liner brush, or a miniature brush, whatever you have or you can feel. Now you can see now this consistency is pretty watery. So if you're using the shimmer colors and you have very watery consistency, they will not give you that intense look on them. So you need to wait for some time and then use those colors if you don't want that diluted thing. You want the intensity to it. And how I'm planning to use them, I will just add little thin lines to it. Now this is typically optional, you don't have to do that. And then you can just put some of the leaves and it's gonna dilute that word, like going in those watercolors. Some of them will look prominent, but that will add a little bit of shimmer to your card if you really want. I'm not pretty perfect while doing this. I'm just going randomly where I feel that I need that color. And then it's time to add the sentiment, but I should dry, and after that I will add the sentiment, and maybe after this I will repeat the same process what I did for the first card. So now from this video, I will just shift to the first one where I lost the video. I just covered it, and then I just trim off the excess. I want a little bit more frame out of it, and I'm just trying to remove the more of the white cardstock with it. And then we're gonna stick all over it to the main front of the cardstock, and we're gonna layer it up. So those small hearts, I just colored them with the watercolor and decided to stamp. First of all, I have an idea that I can put 3 stamp in the ascending or descending order there. And then I didn't like that idea, so I just stamped thanks on it. This is the salmon says stamp. And you can use any stamp you have, or you can hand write your note also. And then I just decided to layer it up with the red color cardstock. This is a cherry red color cardstock. And then I just rounded little bit the corners also with the corner punch. You don't have to do that, you can use whatever supplies you have. And then I just add the full cardstock on 5x7 card base, and then I'm gonna cut the excess. Now this is the thing, things are changed little bit when you add little bit more layers, and you can enhance the card level by doing it. So I hope you enjoy this project. I just add couple of strokes on the envelope also to match the card. And until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye.